Well, hello there, my friend. Welcome to the Daily Message. Guess what? My name is Jonathan Doyle. I am here today to serve you. I'm here today to bring you the best possible content I can because I really want to see you develop and flourish in life. Seriously, that is my game. I love contributing. I love contribution. I love serving people and I love seeing people grow. So that's why I'm glad you're here. Do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. Hit subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It changes everything. It creates global cosmic harmony. Kittens that are in danger all over the world are miraculously rescued, all because you hit that subscription button. Really appreciate it, honestly, I really do. So do that and then go check out these links. Did my voice just break? Please don't rewind that. Go and check out the links under here because there's a whole bunch of good stuff. You can book me as a coach, so I will work with you over Zoom anywhere in the world. We identify the challenges and the problems that you have and we get to work together changing those things. You'll love the process. It is really cool and you get great results. So check out the coaching link, and then if you want to book me to speak or to train your staff or to work with your team, conference events, go and check out the speaking link. It is all there too. All right, let's do this. It's a short question from a listener, but the answers are really long. This person asked me to do an episode on how to deal with guilt and shame and how to be happier. Yeah, well, it's not exactly the content that you do in under 10 minutes, but I'm going to really give it my best, right? Very quickly, we all deal with guilt and shame at some point in life, and we all, I would think, would be able to say that we'd like to be happier. Let's do this quickly because these videos are short. Guilt and shame, they are related. They are cousins. They are not members of the same family as such. Well, they are in the family, but they're not siblings, not in the same house. Guilt means I have done something bad. Shame equals I am something bad. Okay, have you ever heard that distinction before? It's really important. Guilt is a really healthy human emotion. People say you shouldn't feel guilty. Yes, you should. If you do the wrong thing, you should feel guilty. If no one felt guilt, we would have a society utterly full of sociopaths. Guilt is your friend. Guilt is like an early warning system that reminds you that you have transgressed a standard, that you have transgressed a boundary, that you've done something you're not proud of. Guess what? Welcome to Team Humanity. I've probably done that about 5 times today. I've probably upset somebody. I live in a family, right? We're going to get some things wrong. We're going to get some things right. How do you deal with guilt? You recognize that you've transgressed a standard, that you've done something that hurt another person or that hurt yourself. How do you fix it? The art of forgiveness. You fess up, you own up, you go to the person and say, hey, I'm really sorry. That's not okay what I did. I would like to ask your forgiveness. Now, it can be a small, simple thing. It could be a text. You could be, hey, I'm sorry I was short-tempered this morning. I should know better. I apologize if I upset you. Would you forgive me? If it was a small thing, you could get away with the text. If it was a massive thing, it could require a long letter or a long conversation or profound human experience, interaction, tears. I am so sorry. I ruined your life. I got everything wrong. I was selfish. I was this. Would you please forgive me? Always remember, you can't control someone's response. All you can do is ask for forgiveness. You can't actually control whether or not somebody gives it to you. So be cool with that because all you can do is ask. You can't give yourself forgiveness from another person. So you want to overcome guilt, recognize it, ask for forgiveness. Second thing, shame. Shame's a different beast. Shame is not I did something bad. Shame is I am something bad. The roots of shame are really complex. There's roots of it in evolutionary biology. As a species, we have the longest dependency of any mammal, right? We really need to be loved and looked after for long periods of time while we're vulnerable. We develop as a species to want connection and belonging. And if we lose that, we can feel a deep sense of isolation and shame. So shame is there's something wrong with me. Shame is the inner vow that says I am unworthy. I am such a depraved, bad, wicked, evil person. I could never be loved. I don't deserve breakthrough. I don't deserve flourishing. I don't deserve good things to happen to me. And friends, so many people struggle with it. You would be amazed. It is a very common human experience. How do you resolve shame? There's a couple of great books I've read recently. I'm going to recommend them to you. One is by Jay Stringer. It's called Unwanted. It's a really profound book on shame and addiction. I really think that's a great book. He writes very well. The second one is by Kurt Thompson. It's called The Soul of Shame. The Soul of Shame. Personally, I think a lot of us would develop really well if we learned more about how shame operates and how powerful it is in our life. If you think you ever experience self-sabotage, that will be shame-based. I used to coach people on self-sabotage years ago without really understanding how profoundly linked it is to shame. Why? Because if you carry a lot of shame in your life, either through trauma, abuse, setbacks, how you were raised, any number of possibilities, if you carry that, then it's very likely that you will self-sabotage. Why? Because as your success increases, your semi-conscious will be like, you don't deserve this because you're an unworthy person. So look, I want you to solve it by checking out those books. I want you to solve it by understanding it's a spiritual problem. By understanding that you belong in the cosmos, that God created you to be here on purpose. And if God created you to be here, your worthiness stems entirely from that. Easy to say, harder to internalize. The other thing that helps me with guilt and shame is to begin to see guilt and shame like a foreign kingdom that I escaped from. Think of the Israelites escaping Egypt in the Old Testament, right? They crossed the Red Sea with Pharaoh, Prince of Egypt stuff, Pharaoh's chariots, Red Sea, escaping. Shame and guilt are like going back to Egypt. When I think of the hold of guilt and shame on me at times in my life, I'm not going back there. I've been ransomed out. I've been set free. I no longer have a slave mentality. I'm going to a new land, okay? So it's very much a spiritual task. You don't solve shame, I think, therapeutically or cognitively. Whole bunch of psychologists and psychiatrists just lost their mind, but I struggle to see or experience how the therapeutic model really helps with shame. Because when you tell someone, hey, you're a great person, you shouldn't really feel ashamed, they're like, yeah, you're right, yay, but I still feel toxic shame. It's a transformative spiritual reality that needs to shift. And you do it spiritually by recognizing that you're not here by accident, that something wanted you to be here. And you are loved unconditionally at that level, and you can never lose that love. And the last thing is to really understand that shame holds you back from what you really want. If you've experienced it, it's hard to love. It's hard to love the people you love the most because you don't feel that you're a good person. So one way out is to go, you know what? I want to love these people. I've got to move beyond this so I can love better. All right, last thing, how to be happier. I want to keep the video short, so I'll say these two things. Two key points. You want to be happier? Progress and contribution. Why progress? One of the most important ways we experience happiness is to have a sense of momentum in life, that whatever is important to us is improving and not getting worse. It's hard to experience happiness if your life feels like it's constantly going backwards. Now, we all have ups and downs, peaks and troughs. There's no straight lines in nature, right? Like you go to nature, you see the trend is upwards, things grow, but you don't see dead straight lines. All of us have ups and downs, peaks and troughs. But the progress part's really important, right? That we need to be doing things, identifying the areas of our life that are really important and progressing in those areas. That's what matters. So look for progress. Financial, relational, fitness, well-being, diet, exercise, spirituality, prayer. You want progress. That's why coaching can be so influential. So book a coaching call now. We can get to work on it. Do that. And the second part is contribution. The happiest people in the world have figured this part out. That when we are endlessly self-absorbed, like through guilt and shame, for example, we get trapped into this inner referential dynamic where we all we see is our own problems, all we see is our own pain. You want a happier life? Try and focus consistently on the needs of others. Every time I get out of the studio after doing these, I feel really jazzed. Yeah, it's a camera. Yeah, it's a studio. But I genuinely feel like I'm talking to you and I want to bring you my best. And I come out of it really energized. I'm like, yes, I just want to keep serving people. Been taking my kids camping a lot lately. Just serving them, giving them great experiences. You know, I don't tend to feel very down when I'm sharing that with them. So intensify your human connection. Intensify your sense of contribution. Find ways to serve and to bring life to other people. It's a really powerful way through. All right, that's a big episode today. There is a lot in that, but can I just say this to you as I finish? Guilt and shame is not your destiny. It is not who you are. Now, guilt will help you improve relationships, but shame will destroy them. You are not created for shame. So get out of Egypt, head to the new land. That's where you're headed. Do the hard work, do the spiritual work of shame reduction. Read those books maybe. Drop something in the comments here if you're stuck, if this doesn't make any sense, let me know. But for now, hit that subscription bell, notification bell. What else? Check out the links. Coaching, book me to speak or train your team. It can all be done. The links are here. God bless you, my friend. My name's Jonathan Doyle. This has been The Daily Message, and you and I are going to talk again tomorrow.